G'day, how you going? A few things I've got to, I've got a heap of things I've got to pull apart, but a couple of basic things, some pretty good stuff. This is a Never Boost 140 battery charger. Pretty basic sort of stuff. If your whole life is gold recovery, you're not going to find any in here. But my life isn't all about gold, or my scrapping endeavours. They're as much about, well, I scrap it. It's all about making a living. This is a battery charger, which basically means it's a big fat transformer. Transformers are a great source of copper. As you can see. Transformers, especially big battery chargers, are really good because all the cabling in them's heavy. The transformers are usually donks, and you know, when you talk about making money, well, take careful note of how long it takes to get this thing apart. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll get those in a minute. I've still got to pull all those switches and things out of there because there's all going to be brass and silver in there, which I want, but I'll get that in a minute. Just go over there. Righto, what have we got here? Off. Look at that. Alright, there's your transformer. That's now ready to sell. Nope, over there. It's got a weight of 2.7 kilos. That's worth $2.70 as it stands, right? Given how open it is, how much space there is here, how thin the metal is, the lamination stack is very thin on this. Some transformers, like this one, the lamination stack goes right up to the coil. There's a lot of steel in it. That one, big gaps everywhere, not as much copper as that one, but nowhere near as much steel either. For 2.7 kilos, $2.70. I reckon I'll get at least probably 1.2 kilos of copper, a kilo to 1.2 kilos. That's somewhere between $10 and $13 worth of copper. So that's going to get stripped. This one here weighs 4.8 kilos, about $4.80. Is that right? Feels heavier than that. Okay, 4.5 kilos, just over 4.5 kilos. There's about 1.5 kilos, close to 2 kilos of copper in that. So between the two of them, you've got say $7, $8 worth of transformers, or close to 30 bucks worth of copper. And all I do to get the copper out, I'll cut these bits off and I'll run down one side of it with either a grinder or a reciprocating saw and punch the copper out. It'll take 10 minutes to do the pair of them. That's why I like transformers so much. Righto, now I get asked a lot about gold recovery. I'm not doing any actual recovery of gold from metals until I've got my little chemical shed built, because I don't want the chemicals in my shed. If they spill and they mix or anything goes wrong, they're too dangerous, and I'm not processing gold without a proper fume hood. I don't intend to kill myself for 1.5 grams of gold. A really common question I get is, where is the gold in computers? Fair question, but I just wonder, I've got a couple of computers here I'm going to pull apart, but before I do, I'm just going to finish pulling this thing apart. There's something there that I want to show you. I'll find my socket. Sort of half pulled apart already. Now, in these things, I don't know exactly what this thing is. It's something to do with broadband internet, and that's NBN there. I like these because your recovery from these is really good. You've got a board in here, which you can see there, it's not overly big, but it's pretty good. When you talk about gold recovery, well, you don't only find gold in computers. So many people, they don't just ask where's the gold in computers, they ask where's the gold in motherboards. Well, there's gold in motherboards, no, I'm not saying there's not. But motherboards are not your best source of gold. They're not bad, but they're not your best. This little board here, do these two little screws here. Now, it's really tight to get out these bloody screws. I don't know why. Perhaps it's because the screwdriver is so bloody small it doesn't fit in my hand very well. I do have a bit of a problem with that. As soon as I get older and a bit of arthritis creeping into the hands, it gets harder and harder to do. These boards, what they have in them, that's your board, right? Now, it's probably not going to show, but there's good gold pins up in there, and there's good gold pins up in there. The board is also got gold flashing all over it. Now, don't get too excited about gold flashing. It's alright, but it's not gold plating. There's a difference. Now see here, I've got two lovely big tantalum capacitors. There's a little flat pack there. There's a few MLCCs over here. Not all of these are. On this side, you've got some gold flashing. You've got these two sockets here. There's a few MLCCs here, fusing there. And of course there's, is it going to show or not? There's fingers down in there. In this particular case, these boards, those fingers are not gold plated. Usually they are, but on these they're not. But the two little slot cards that came out of them, this is one of them. Now you can see those lovely gold fingers right along both sides. The board's covered in, well, it's flashing, but it's good flashing. And you've got good flat pack here. This thing here is a good, nice BGA flat pack. That's a little four-sided flat pack. And over here, come on, focus. Here we have a nice BGA flat pack and another nice BGA flat pack and tiny little chips all over it, but excellent gold fingers both sides and nice flat packs on it. And you get this little board here. I'm taking those wires off. You can see good gold fingers there and there. You can see 1, 2, 3 nice little BGA flat packs. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 gold band crystal oscillators. These things are excellent for gold recovery. They're not very big, but by geez, for their size, they've got a lot of gold in them. And there's a few other bits and pieces on there as well, but those are two little boards that came out of that thing. And they're gold. And they're gold. They've got gold on them. Now, this thing here, I have no real understanding of what these are. I've pulled them apart before, and sometimes they have some real funky looking stuff in them. I've actually had these where they've had big cast aluminium standoffs, 9 of them. This one hasn't got them, but under here, and again, I'm not really sure what this thing is. It won't show up on the camera, but it's basically like a printed circuit board. There's big squares of copper under here, but its purpose, it's some kind of antenna or something, and that's as much as I know. But in here you've got a slab of aluminium that's, well, 3 mil thick, and you've got these lovely, hang on, you've got these lovely heavily gold plated sockets. Two of them to be precise. So yeah, so you've got a kilo of aluminium there. There's the best part of 2 kilos of cast aluminium there. Between that and that, you've got between $5 and $6. Plus you've got your a little bit of cable. You've got your gold recovery from this, and your 2 slot cards. Gold isn't only found in computers. Alright? Now I'm just going to get organised for the next bit. Righto. Now for all those who are hammering me about where's the gold in computers, this is a Toshiba satellite. This same as mine. That's a different colour. It's obviously damaged. There's more damage. The screen's not in my way. I've got to hang on to that because I've got someone who wants that. Now, come on. Maybe if I use the right size bit, it'll work more better. Oh, look at that. Bloody marvellous. Oh, out you come. I guess the beauty of scrapping is that if it won't come apart the proper way, get a hammer. I can honestly say I've never met a computer I couldn't beat with a hammer. Right there immediately. Access the ram stick. What are we? Doesn't say how big it is, or maybe it does. 4 gig. That's not bad, eh? There's only one though. That's your battery. You got in there, that's the, look at Jetty, where your battery plugs in. Here, gold contacts. Same up in there, gold contacts. Don't just chuck that out. Now, always a battle to get the your little hard drive. A little foil in the back of it. That foil's probably, or might be just foil, but we'll see. And will that come off? Never figure out how to. Always a battle to get them open. Violent for you, though. Righto. Now, a couple of things. the extra small. Now oftentimes the mouse pad on these, once I get it out, get me some new glasses. Can't see. Oh, now check it. Come on. Now, that's the mouse pad, right? The green mask both sides, single chip there. These things are entirely gold flashed, and it's good for, I don't know whether it's flashing or plating, but they are basically layered in gold. Well worth getting. Now under the keypad, I couldn't be bothered with it. Under the keypad there is a, there we go, well, sometimes under the keypad that's a removable silver mylar sheet. That doesn't seem to want to come off. And it's, you know, worth almost nothing. It's hardly worth bothering with, as is the rest of that. Now, you've got connecting wires in here that have small gold plated caps on them. What you've got to remember, gold always goes to gold. Come on, focus. Why won't you focus? There we go. They're gold plated, right? Where they terminate on the board will also be gold plated. Anyone happens to see what I did with that little, there it is. Where they terminate on the board will also be gold plated. But it may not be fully plated. It may only be the inside of it, of the socket that's plated. I'll show you what I mean. These are two little slot card type boards that come off the inside. You know, you can see gold band crystal oscillator there, another one there. Excellent for gold recovery. Under that tape, under the tape, little four-sided flat pack, very nice. I don't know what's under the heat shield. Where are we? Probably not a heck of a lot, I'd say. I don't know, maybe. Maybe. Now remember, this is a Toshiba laptop. I have found Toshiba stuff, generally speaking, to be a lot better in every respect for gold recovery than, say, cheaper Dells and that sort of thing. They've got almost nothing in them. But look, this is the first side I showed you. 1, 2 gold band crystal oscillators. Turn him over. 1, 2, 3. 3 more gold band crystal oscillators. Excellent little, and a 4-sided flat pack there. A BGA flat pack there. Excellent little board. And this is the other one. I don't think there's going to be quite as much on this one because there's just not enough room to have much on there. But I'll clip this little heat shield off and see. Well, not entirely devoid of life. We have 2 little 4-sided flat packs, 1, 2, and another crystal oscillator there. And bugger all there. But gold flashing, gold fingers. Now, these little sockets, focus. Oh, come on. These little sockets here. Will you focus? See those little sockets? See how they're gold plated? Just that little ring around the top there. That ring there. That's gold plated. Not gold flashed, gold plated. So that's another spot where you find gold. So far it's been gram stick, mouse pad, 2 slot cards. On the battery and where the battery plugs in. This is the hard drive. Your little hard drive. You can see the gold fingers there plain as day. Blind Freddy could bloody see them, they're beautiful. Another few more up in there. And there's a tiny little bit of gold on the inside of it too, which I usually end up getting because I have an arrangement where when I pick up computers, I give the nod to destroy the hard drives. Always destroy my hard drives because they've got people's personal information on them. That's a guarantee I give. Where else will we find gold? Well, let's get the board out, eh? There's always one bloody screw in these things that doesn't want to come out. down in here somewhere and you can never find a bloody thing. Maybe that's it. Whoops. That might have been it. Righto. That's pretty much it for that. Now, cut these wires out of the way. This one here, this wire here, take notice of it. Gold pins, right? When you see it braided with this tape like that, and you see a stack of wires in it, always check your pins, your plugs. Right there, gold. That means the socket will be gold. That's the socket it came out of. Look at those gold pins. Beautiful. Now, the various sockets on the board, like here and here, sometimes they're gold, sometimes they're not, same as this one here. It's basically a case of checking them each time. Your pins up in here and in here, and in here are going to be gold. They're always gold. Well, they seem to be. Now I've got to pull the heatsink out of this. They actually have a pretty impressive heatsink in them, these. You wouldn't really call it. It's not actually a heatsink. It's a it goes as a copper aluminium radiator, which is kind of good because if it was a heatsink, it'd be extruded aluminium and worth $2.60 a kilo. But because it's this thing, this sexy looking piece of equipment, it's classed as a copper aluminium radiator and it's $5.60 a kilo, so it's good value. Now we've got 3 chips on here that are all next to bloody useless. We've got 1, 2, 3 chips. That's the CPU, and these are the flip chips that have got next to nothing, well, no recoverable gold in them that I know of. I don't know about the CPU. It looks to be the same as them, but surely not. Can't be. It's against the rules. Let's see. Well, no, it's still got its gold point pins in the back. Thank God for that. I was going to have a coronary. So, where's the gold on the board? Now, just a thing I should point out. That is a battery. Take it out. You have to take the battery out. If you don't, and you take that to a board buyer, and he throws it, that goes into their shredding machine, when that battery gets shredded, it can explode, and that'll really screw up someone's day. You've got to take that out. But looking at the rest of the board, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 BGA flat packs there. The couple of small chips. There's a couple of fuses with gold, where are we? Gold plated ends on the fuses here, and there's another one. Well, I thought there was another one. And not much on this side apart from an SD card reader. There'll be some gold fingers up in there. Some of these are really good. Some of them are barely worth messing about with, but you never know until you open them up. And you can see the gold on that, right here. So that's where you'll find your gold. I mean, there's also tantalum capacitors here, and gold fuse up there. Yeah, there. I thought there was 2 gold fuses. There's one. And there's the other one. Where's my finger? There. See the gold caps on the end? Righto. So, that's where you find your gold in a laptop. Now I'm going to stop it there because it'll... And I'm going to do a PC in a minute. Alright, next video will be a PC.